What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Day One Radio right here on Live Hip Hop Daily. I'm Maurice Garland in here with Branden Peters. What's going on, man?
Ain't nothing, man. You know, just in the mix, man. Ironically, been traveling a lot and sitting up watching the news or getting alerts on Friday as I'm getting ready and packing to go to Virginia Beach, and I see they have a mass shooting. I'm like, my God. Like, this is not what I want to be flying into, bro.
Hell no. Yeah, I was at the barbershop when that news broke, man. It's like, it's a trip how polarizing it is to live in America. Not that it was all ever, like, just simple to live here, but it's like, when things like that happen, like, it almost makes you really have to, like, draw a line in the sand on, like, what you about. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, sometimes you try to stay out of certain debates and arguments. Like, well, I ain't necessarily pro-gun, but I ain't necessarily anti-gun either. I'm just over here being me. But, like, when things like this keep happening,
yeah,
and it gets hard to defend any kind of pro-gun stance. Like, it gets hard to defend it. I'm not saying that, we necessarily to just like disarm everybody and all that kind of stuff. But it's like, it gets hard defending that when you keep seeing stuff like this happen, because these kind of stories seem to outnumber the stories that are, oh yeah, they got ran up on, and because they had a gun, they was able to protect themselves, and
right,
they saved the day.
That's like here and there.
Yeah.
You hear that very often. Like because somebody told me the other day, and I don't know if this is true or not, because all of them don't even make the news, and I don't know what's considered mass.
Right.
But somebody told me the other day that I think there have been 119 mass shootings in America this year or something like that.
Probably more than that, but like there is like an interactive map, I believe, on, I think the New York Times, I think it's Washington Post that actually has like an interactive map of like shootings between them and CNN. They both have like little interactive maps that can like you can track, where, how many, and if the information is available at the time, they tell you the names of the person and what they did too. You know what I'm saying? To like kind of humanize it, so it's just not a number.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. This one, the dude, they said he sent an email saying he was resigning for personal reasons, and came back and shot 12 people.
It's crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, shit, are you still going?
I already went.
Oh, you already went? Oh, shit.
Yeah, I already went. I can't. I was there the day after it happened.
Damn.
Yeah, man. It was a little weird. It was crazy. Like, we was walking down the boardwalk, and they was having a church service, like, outside on the boardwalk, and they mentioned what happened, and they was baptizing people in the ocean. I was like, I wonder, do they do this every Sunday? Mm-hmm. Or is this because of what happened? But it was weird. Like, there wasn't a ton of people talking about it. Like, I walked into one place, and it had something about, memorializing the people who had lost their lives. And then on the freeway, it said VB Strong, Virginia Beach Strong. But it wasn't a lot of people talking about it, which weirded me out a little bit.
Yeah, because I always wonder when we see things like this that pop up on the national news, I'm always curious to know, like, how just people are reacting to it. Because, like, granted, the local news might make one thing out of it, but it's like, I'm always curious, like, how are people reacting to it? Is it a situation like how sometimes we may be walking down the street and we see a memorial for something that happened on that block? It's like, right, nobody necessarily talking about it. Like, it's being memorialized. Like, hey, this happened right here, but you don't just hear the whole neighborhood and everybody in the surrounding community just talking about it for days on end. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I don't know. And obviously, if it wasn't white men doing it, something would have been done.
Yeah.
But in America, I'm like, honestly, if you're a white dude and you kill a bunch of people, you can probably plead insanity. If you got some money, you may get off. Yeah.
And you won't get called a terrorist.
So what are the repercussions? Like, why would you not? Like, you probably not going to jail for the rest of your life. So it's like, trust me, if Tyrone and Jerome and them is shot up 10 places in the same way, it'd have been all kind of gun laws and
I mean, hell, if Jerome shoot Tyrone, you know what I'm saying? It's like, they throwing you under the jail, you know what I'm saying?
Right. So I said it once, I'll say it again. If America really wanted to stop this thing, they would make it illegal to manufacture and import guns into this country.
They would also, like Chris Rock said, they would also make the bullets expensive.
Right. Anytime you got whole countries, not little small countries, but whole countries and where the police don't carry guns, there's not anarchy.
Yeah.
We got right now over in London. You got 45 is over there. They protesting. They got all kind of big blow up dolls of him. They talking cash shit. You ain't heard about nobody getting shot, beat down, stomped out, nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And it's like, it's a trick. Every time I meet somebody from London, whether it be like at a bar or, you know, if I run into them at some other place I'm traveling to, like, that's the first thing they ask. They're like, why are there so many guns in this country? You know, like, what is up with you and these guns? Like, why are there so many guns in this country, bro? And it's like, I don't have any answers for them. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, it's just kind of something that you just always see and grow up around, whether it be direct experiences in your neighborhood and your family, or, you know, the entertainment that you consume. It's like the gun is just, you know what I'm saying, ingrained in our culture.
It is, man. It is. I mean, and it just makes you feel different. When you know, when I'm out somewhere and I know that somebody probably got a strap on them, it's a completely different energy than otherwise. I've been pulled over in, like, where was I at? Rome. Me and the homie B. Cox a couple years ago got pulled over by the police. Our driver got pulled over. And when I realized that he didn't have a gun on him, my whole energy changed. I was like, oh, what's up? No, I ain't got no ID.
The police officer didn't have a gun?
No.
Oh, wow. In Rome, Georgia?
No,
Rome, Italy.
Italy.
Okay.
Our driver hopped out yelling at the cop. I was like, oh, man, this ain't going to go good. 2 black men in the back seat, 4 o'clock in the morning in Rome. And then I looked and was like, oh, he ain't got no gun. That's why he hopped out yelling at him. And he didn't give us a ticket.
Wow.
That don't happen in America.
No, hell no. Hell no. You
At
probably
all.
wouldn't be telling this kind of story if it
Yo,
that was
real
America.
talk. Real talk. So I don't know, man. Something's got to be done, bro. It can't just continue to be the same foolishness over and over and over again, year after year after year, and nothing is done. Like, this is not a normal way of life, bro.
It ain't.
Like, just you can't become desensitized to mass shootings.
But the crazy thing is, I ain't gonna lie, man. Sometimes, like, I feel like I am. I know I'm not the only one, because it's like, you see it. Like, for instance, I heard about it at the barbershop. It came on headline news. You know what I'm saying? Only reason everybody reacted to it because it was on the television screen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You leave the barbershop, you don't hear about it no more if you ain't looking for that information. You know what I'm saying? So imagine if you was going about your day and you was not at the barbershop and you just saw it pop up on your CNN alert, or you seen somebody hashtag it. You know what I'm saying? You still kind of going on about your day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of people are more desensitized to that kind of stuff than we think. You know what I'm saying?
So,
just as far as like how it's presented to us. You know what I'm saying? Because even when we hear about it, it's not like they're like flashing the people's faces on the screen. It just says 12
it's
people.
Numbers.
You know
Right. It's interesting you brought that up, because this is my question. I opposed this, and some people agree with me, some people were upset with me. But I was like, I think it's sad that we need mainstream, and when I say we, I mean most people in this country, need mainstream television and movies to put them up on game in a situation, or for them to be even aware of some things. You know what I mean? It's like people don't read, or they don't watch documentaries, or they don't even watch the news. Or if they do, it's just one news station. Like if you conservative, you watch Fox. If you liberal, you watch CNN. If you money, you watch MSNBC. You know what I mean? Like, why do you think that is? Because I think, and I what sparked that in my mind was Ava DuVernay's documentary, When They See Us, on the Central Park 5. And I'm like, fam, how is it just grown-ass people just getting hip to this shit?
Well, two things. To the first point you made, I think we got so much information getting thrown at us that, you know, it all becomes white noise at the end of the day. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, like, I think earlier this year, I just kind of like unsubscribed from everything. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I used to have Netflix, so I was like, God damn, man, there are 2,500 movies on Netflix. I'm not going to watch 2,500 movies, so why am I paying them $10 for this? I'm just going to get rid of it altogether. You know what I'm saying? I'll just miss out on this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when you're thinking about the average person, how they go about their day, whether it be like, okay, I'm subscribing to this subscription service, I'm on social media, you know what I'm saying, I'm on this platform, that platform, I got a phone screen, iPad screen, computer screen, and television screen in my life simultaneously at the same time. It's like after a while, folks just kind of start zoning out on everything, and they only kind of look for what they may care about, you know what I'm saying, or what they may want to hear. So it's like they're not even thinking, oh man, let me go look at this thing that I ordinarily would not have looked at, you know what I'm saying. So now they're relying on just what they want to see, or maybe what a trusted friend or associate might have recommended to them, you know what I'm saying. So I think it's kind of like a backlash of being presented with like information overload and message overload. Because I read there's a difference. It's like, you know, we got information overload, but sometimes information overload can be a good thing. Like, say if you walking through the Bahamas, it's like that can be information overload. Oh shit, blue ass water. Oh shit, nice ass sky. Oh shit, bright ass sun. Ooh, pretty bird. Like that could be information overload, but you're enjoying that information. So I think we live in also like message overload, because everybody's trying to tell you something, sell you something, change your mind about something, convince you about this. You know what I'm saying? And then like to the second point, I asked myself that question one time. Like, I used to work at Blockbuster when I was in high school, right? And the lady got mad at me when I checked her on it, because I was like 17. And who was on the cover of, remember Emerge magazine? Yeah. Geronimo Pratt was on the cover when he first got free.
Right.
And there was this lady in line, and she was like, ooh, who that? Like, kind of looking at Geronimo Pratt like he fine or something. She was like, ooh, who that? And I was kind of like, you don't know who Geronimo Pratt is? Like, granted, I'm 17. I don't know exactly who he is. I just kind of know because, man, this is a dude Tupac be rapping about. Right. And this is the dude my dad told me about, and I read a couple things. Like, I couldn't just tell her everything about the man, but I was just kind of like, how you don't know who Geronimo Pratt is? Right. And she got mad at me, like, who you think you talking to, first of all, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I realized, like, damn, you know, some people can live a life where it's like, that may not enter their psyche. You know what I'm saying? It might not enter their school system. It may not enter their family reunion conversation. It may, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, because ain't no telling what they were experiencing or where they're from and what kind of information was getting to them. You know what I'm saying? So
and I respect that. That was a very, because I tend to be very much like, come on, man.
Yeah,
like
I feel you.
Like, I saw the Central Park 5 documentary in the movie theater, and then I saw it a little later on whatever streaming service it was on. And that was tough watching it.
Yeah.
Super tough.
That's why I was like, I'm debating if I want to watch this.
I can understand why people don't want to watch certain stuff, but I don't understand how people are not aware of things. Like, that's what bugs me out. And I guess it's partially, like you said, with social media. It's who you follow, what you subscribe to. If you on the Shade Room all day, then you may not see things and about Khalif Browder until Jay-Z gets involved.
And then also, like we're saying, like, it kind of goes back to like the over information. Because for instance, like, I saw the Central Park 5 documentary, or one of them, on Netflix. If I'm a person that ain't on Netflix, probably didn't see it. Then you start looking up the story. Okay, this happened in New York in the 80s. A person that's living in Little Rock, Arkansas, probably did not hear about it, probably don't have any, you know what I'm saying, inkling to care about it. Because they're like, oh man, that was something that happened in New York in the 80s. And then, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like some people don't get that information all the time. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's a big deal, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Especially back in those days. Now, from maybe like 2009 to up to this point, you kind of got to assume that everybody know what's going on. Like, I don't think that you're going to find somebody 10 years from now that don't know who Trayvon Martin was. You know what I'm saying?
The homie Mel brought up a point to me. He was like, fam, I was just reading an article on some children in China don't know what Tiananmen Square is or what happened at Tiananmen Square. And I was like, how? I'm thousands of miles away and know all about that because it was all over the news. It was a big deal.
But same thing. It's like, who's to say there might have been some parents on that side of the world that just decided, man, we don't want to pass that information down. Like same thing that happens in our community sometimes. There might be things that happen in our culture that our parents are like, well, I don't really want to pass that down. You know what I'm saying? Like, some folks are coming from a standpoint like, I don't want to taint my kids thinking like that quite yet. Because, you know what I'm saying, I want to at least let them get some understanding of how they want to see the world before I just come at them like, man, guess what somebody did to you 50 years ago? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it might be the same situation where they're like, you know what, man, let's not pass this down to them yet. Like, if they find it, they find it. But we don't want them growing up thinking like, oh, man, this terrible thing happened. And that's just gonna
that's
like, you know, be a black eye on how I look at the world too. You know what I'm saying?
That's super real. And I try not to be judgmental. It just be shocking me. I'm like, fam, how do you not know about like when we had Oranika on, one of the ladies who started Mute R. Kelly, and I'm like, why do it seem like black people can only cancel somebody after white folks tell you to? You know what I'm saying? I don't get it. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, if you're aware of something, make a decision. Stop waiting until it's popular to care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that's what really irritates me at the end of the day, because there's so many think pieces out and all kind of stuff. And granted, I don't know everybody in the world, but I'm savvy enough to know if there's an uptick in conversation, that's a pretty good litmus test on what people care about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't know, man. So I don't think I'm watching when they see.
Yeah, I don't think, because like, you know, a lot of the youth that I work with, like, they watched it and they want to talk about it because, you know, they can kind of relate to it. Like, dang, man, these cats were not too much older than how old I am right now, and this happened to them back then. You know what I'm saying? Then, you know, especially the timing of how it dropped too, because like, Trump was like one of the main people who shoot, like, you know what I'm saying, promoting that these dudes need to go to jail. Like, he was like the main culprit, you know what I'm saying? So it's like the timing is also a thing that I think is boosting the conversation too, you know what I'm saying? So, because
the doc came out, I think, well before Trump even said he was gonna run. The doc came out 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Yeah, I remember watching it in Berkeley. So yeah, that's wild. It was her, and then they're going after the DA. What was her name? Farstein or whatever. They're going after her now, 30 years later. The one thing that I kind of want to watch it is because I'm very curious to know if they speak on Now and all the other ultra-feminist organizations that was demonizing these children, saying they did something. And turns out they didn't do it, and they're quiet on the set.
Right.
After they were found innocent.
Yeah, that's one of those instances where, you know, history can be your ally due to ignorance, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, not everybody's going to think to, like, you know, dig all those kind of details up, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of folks will only focus on the unfortunate victims in that, which are, you know, the 5 gentlemen, but they won't necessarily think like, well, who was pushing the line on this? Who was promoting this kind of, you know what I'm saying, vitriol and, you know what I'm saying, rage against these young dudes, you know what I'm saying? Like, so.
Right. And it's funny because one of them, I believe, got like 40 million or something like that. And I'm just like, fam, I don't think there's no price.
It ain't. For years
it ain't no
of your
amount
life,
of bread.
Like years of your prime taken away, years of your developmental ages taken away. Because, I mean, it's like if you get that kind of time taken away from you, it can almost, in a crazy way, be compared to like how when we see young cats go fresh out of, you know what I'm saying, high school or whatever, go to the league, and all of a sudden they got $100 million. We're like, well, damn, nobody told this man how to spend $10. So what are you about to do with $100 million? So it's like when you think of somebody that got incarcerated and institutionalized and all that kind of stuff at a young age, and then you're like, we sorry, here's $40 million. It's like, that's not going to do anything for their psyche, really. You know what I'm saying? There's not going to be anything that they can buy to be like, dang, man, I wonder what it would have felt like to celebrate my 21st birthday with my friends. You know what I'm saying?
You can't get that back. That's
or even just small shit like, man, I wonder what it would have felt like if I had skipped school and go buy the new Jordans. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? Like little shit like that makes up life moments. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, 16, 18, 21 are really big ages, bro. You know what I mean? That's really monumental times and getting to adulthood. And then a lot of times, especially if you don't handle it the right way, and if you're a kid, you don't know how to handle incarceration, you come out the same age as you went in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, it's a difference. You get locked up at 30 and do 10, that's a different ball game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You kind of know how to handle life. But yeah, it's crazy, man. But I guess in all actuality, I'm happy that people are up on it. I just wish people would read more.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. Like, it's just, and you can't rely on, everybody has an agenda. You cannot rely on entertainment to inform you on shit.
Well, I mean, I'll say this to that, man. I ain't gonna lie. Because I joke about this a lot at trivia. It's like, I can't really tell you any really no real Bible quotes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can tell you some UGK lyrics. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you some Scarface lyrics, but like, if you ask, hey man, you know, tell me Proverbs 13:9, I'm like, shit, thou shalt not do no evil. That else. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm not necessarily mad at, you know, what's the saying? The candy getting hidden, like the medicine getting hidden in the candy. You know what I'm saying? Because this may be the only way that some people get that kind of information because, you know, they're not going to watch when Anderson Cooper says it. Because, like, man, Anderson Cooper boring as hell. I don't watch the news. Right. But it's like, oh, shit, man. The lady that made Selma got a new documentary out, got a new movie out. I watch that. Yeah. I trust her. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not mad at the medicine getting laced in the candy because, you know, like, because we've all learned a lot from entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's my testimony. I probably learned a lot, if not equal, at least, entertainment and from, you know what I'm saying, just my own personal readings. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, a lot of times entertainment is what dominates a lot of our time in life anyway. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
You know?
You're right about that. We mentioned earlier the Khalif Browder thing that Jay was behind that documentary, which I didn't watch that either. Like I read the story and that was enough.
Yeah. Right. You know,
I'm already angry enough as it is.
Right.
It's a struggle every day for me not to slap the shit out of somebody, so I don't need fuel. You gotta be able to control that inner situation. But we got news this week that Jay became the first billionaire artist in hip hop.
Now I thought that was Dre. Dre's
deal was 800. It got him to 850 million. You know, we like to round up.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? So, what did you think? I thought it was a pretty dope situation. We saw it coming.
Yeah.
For sure. Like he's a sharp dude. So.
Yeah, cause you know, rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. He broke it down perfectly when talking about Jay. He was like, Jay owns his own entire business model. He's like, you want this Jay-Z album? You got to go on the Jay-Z app. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, you know, he controls his own business model from top to bottom. So it's like, that's cool. That's cool that, you know what I'm saying, he became the first, you know what I'm saying, billionaire in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, it was cooler about it too, though. It's like, he may not be surrounded by billionaires, but he's definitely surrounded by fellow millionaires at this point. Sure. So it's like, you could tell that he was sharing the wealth, sharing the knowledge, sharing the access. You know what I'm saying? So that's a cool thing too. I was
just watching something on Memphis Bleak the other day. He looks quite comfortable.
Right.
So, he looks like he's doing okay in life. But yeah, it said Ace of Spades, 310 million. Cash and investments, 220. Do say 100. I think at least $1 million of that came from H. Title 100 million. Rock Nation 75. Music catalog 75, art collection 70, real estate 50. Like that's I can't be mad. That's a nice
that's
model.
Awesome, man.
The one thing that I respect about Jay is he is definitely man, because there was a time when Jay was like the highest paid employee. Like everything he did was something that someone else owned. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But now it's a nice balance between the Live Nation deal and the other deals he had. He's a shrewd dude, man. Definitely a shrewd dude. Who do you think is next, though?
I mean, shit, like I said, I thought it was Dre already. So, like, I got, you know what I'm saying? I got to say either him or Diddy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I got to say either Dre or Diddy. You know what I'm saying?
It's interesting because this is reported money. Because I've always thought that these Forbes lists were interesting. Because there's no way in hell Ice Cube is not worth at least a couple $100 million. Easily.
Right. Yeah, you out here starting your own basketball
new line deal, basketball, records, all of it. There's no way.
Because he's been Ice Cube for a long time. You know what I'm saying?
Ice Cube has been making real money for 30 years.
You know, he's been Ice
real
Cube.
Money.
Yeah, you know, he's been Ice Cube for a while.
And he ain't no dummy.
Right.
Are We There Yet comes on TV at least twice a week. Like he right, and was a sitcom. But yeah, I think Puff is right up there for sure because Ciroc ain't going nowhere, and his deal is pretty good with them. I forgot what the percentage is, but it's, I believe, in the 40s, and it's an equity deal.
Right, and Sean John is in Macy's.
Sean John is still there, man. No, Sean John is still his. Sean John is still his. And Puff got, I mean, Avion Tequila, he got a part in that. He got part of a water company.
Oh, with Mark Wahlberg, the Aqua.
Yeah, so he's up there. He's up there, and on the low, like Nas, them investments. Nas had that quiet money.
Yeah. Like, it was funny because I remember an interview he did years ago because he got hit with some kind of lick. Was it taxes or no? It was the alimony, the child support. They were like, "Dang, man!" I remember he was doing an interview. He was like, "I wasn't so much mad that Khalees hit me like that. I was more so mad that now my personal finances are out there. Folks like, damn, Nas getting it like that. You can afford that, you know."
Hey, man, people will count your money. People will count your paper.
You know, so
People
that
will count
was
your
funny.
paper for sure. And I mean, shit, Dre up there too. Like, he just another deal away.
Right.
No, we talking about you. A, you're not on the mic. B, we talking about just in hip hop.
Yeah, we had a shout out saying, you know, Floyd Mayweather. So yeah, we were just talking about rappers. You know what I'm saying?
Floyd owns a label.
TMT Records.
The money thing. I don't know much about it. This was not on our docket, but this made me think about it. There was a story on Medium about Megan Thee Stallion breaking the patriarchal cycle in hip hop. Did you see that?
No, but please tell me more about this. Like, what were they?
It wasn't a very good article.
Okay.
But it was going somewhere that I thought made sense, is because she's one of the few women rappers who's successful that did not come from under a male rapper.
I mean, Missy.
Timbaland.
I mean, so you would say Missy came from up under Timberland?
Oh,
like
1000%.
we only know Missy because of Timberland?
I'm not saying we only know her because of Timbaland. I'm saying Timbaland, it was presented as Timbaland puts out Missy. This is before he was an artist, but it still beats. Okay. You know what I mean? And hell, even before that, Devontae Swing.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, but this is one of like Carl Crawford, the ex-baseball player, she signed to him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he put a lot of bread, but as far as like an artist, like she's kind of
no big cosigns, like I'm rolling her out.
As if she's standing on her own.
Yeah.
Like, even with City Girls, it's QC. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, so it was into. They could have gotten a lot deeper with the article, but I was like, that's very.
I rock with old girl. Like, I gotta give the album. Rap. Like, she can rap, but it's funny though, cause like, you know, a couple of my women friends checked me the other day, like, you know, cause like, no, I rock with Meg for real. I was like, man, she motherfucking rapping. You know what I'm saying? But they were like, so did you like the album? I said, I liked it, and I was like, it ain't something I ride around to every day though. They were like, why the fuck not? I was like. Well, I mean, shit, man. I ain't trying to ride around today. Like, well, nigga, we gotta ride around and y'all telling us suck your dick. You gonna pimp us and goddamn do this. We gotta ride around to that all day. Why can't you ride around to her saying all that? I was
like, actually, you don't. Exactly.
Maurice is not a hottie.
And I respect the fact that she ain't had no surgery.
You know what I'm saying? But no, like,
seems to be the prerequisite to be a rapper nowadays.
But no, like she rapping because it's like I was kind of up on some of her freestyles, but I think the thing that really caught me was like when the Super Bowl was here, me and the homie Jabari wound up in one of them, like, what was it, the Rolling Stone party, which was whack. You know what I'm saying? But it's like it was a Rolling Stone party and they had the whole 300 roster up there. Yeah. And you know, old girl got up there and it's like, you know, we done got a few free drinks up in us, and we just see some half-dressed woman on there like, God damn, what the fuck going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, she came out there like dancing at first. We're like, yo, Shawty, what's going on? But then she stopped the music and started fucking rapping. We're like, damn, who is this? Like, cause if you pay attention, she really rapping. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
She can spit.
Yeah, like, so like she's dope though. Like,
I want to get to the point where we can get a Megan Thee Stallion Rhapsody song. That shit would be hard.
You know, that might be hard.
That shit would be hard. She can rap. They can both rap.
But the cool thing about living right now, I think this has been the most interesting time in rap as far as like the output from women. Like, granted, there's always been eras where we had, you know, Foxy and Kim at the same time, or we had Latifah and Salt and Pepper at the same time. But like, we got a lot, and all of them for the most part are dope, different. Like, whether it's like Tierra Whack or No Name, or you know what I'm saying?
Cardi B is arguably the biggest rapper, male or female, in the world right now. Yeah. Like, period.
And it's a cool time because, like, at the end of the day, like, I feel like most of them are probably making the most interesting rap music right now too. You know what I'm saying? Because like they're coming with different sounds, different perspectives, different ideas. So like they're also making the most interesting rap too. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like it's getting to the point now where it's like, okay, I know what a Yo Gotti song sounds like now. You know what I'm saying? It's like I know what they're, you know what I'm saying? You kind of know what most of the dudes are going to offer. You know what I'm saying? But with the women right now, it's like everything's left field, everything's fresh. So it's like this is a cool time to be experiencing, man. It's just dope.
Yeah, most definitely. Now I'm looking forward to seeing what's what, man. You have no excuse not to listen to the shit. No. You know what I'm saying? Like I was listening to Jimmy Jam has a show on Sirius XM.
Okay.
And he was interviewing Clive Davis, and Clive Davis was like, the difference between me and a lot of these old record executives, my counterparts that have been in the game as long as he was like, I still listen to the top records on Billboard, regardless of genre, regardless of whatever, because you need to know what's going on, because you can make a song that's a huge, because, you know, he's in the business of making hits.
Yeah.
Not classics, not hits. So he like, you can drop a record that would have done extremely well in 2017. That's completely irrelevant nowadays, unless it's a timeless sound.
Right.
So yeah, that's you gotta listen to everything. I can't get with folks that are like, oh no, I don't. She twerks, so I don't want to listen to it.
And that's another thing too that kind of challenged me to listen to, because I was like, you know, because at the end of the day, there's always been like that kind of, you know, context of like, you know, most dudes don't like to listen to women rappers who are not named Lauryn Hill for some reason. You know what I'm saying? Right. But it was like, I was like, damn, why don't more dudes want to listen to women talk about sex? I mean, shit, I like when women say sexy shit in my face. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so like, why don't we want to listen to more women say? So, you know what I'm saying?
It is kind of suspect that a dude will want to hear a dude rap about sex more than he want to hear a woman rap about sex. You make a very valid point there, sir.
Like shit, I would much rather hear Megan Thee Stallion say, "Hey nigga, eat this pussy, nigga," than some dude just like, "Man, you hoes need to suck my dick." I'm like, you know.
You're right. You got a point. I cannot argue with you there, sir. You make a very salient point, for sure. Oh, we cannot shout out Jay without shouting out Rihanna, the first woman artist, period, to worth $600 million.
Wow, that's
AKA, awesome. We're never getting a Rihanna album again. Like, period. For what?
Yeah.
What motivation do you have to go into the studio when you are worth $600 million?
Well, I mean, the argument can be made, though, that if you have that kind of financial freedom, you should have all the creative freedom that you want too now. Like, you can literally go in the studio and do whatever the hell you want, because you're not worried, like, oh, man, is this going to hit or not? Like, you can really go in there with all the creative freedom, because you're not worried about.
That's how we got some of them whack-ass Jay-Z albums. And them whack-ass Cube albums.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? True that. You know, but we might get one more. I don't think it's going to be a thing where it's like she's just going to be on the calendar like that anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, we might get one every once in a while, but it ain't going to be no thing where it's like, okay, she's going to be dropping every once a year, every 2 years. You know what I'm saying? So we might still get one every once in a while when it makes sense to her, I guess. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, man. But yeah, man, that's cool. I don't even know if we can talk about the One Music Fest lineup.
It's out.
Oh, they actually put it? No, it's out, but they didn't put it out.
Yeah, cause they said they were gonna announce it at 10 o'clock this morning. I kind of lost track because I had a busy ass day, so I went looking at like 10:30, and I was like, they had that message like, we're making some last minute changes, and I was like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? But somebody showed me a screenshot. I guess that they did post it and they yanked it right back down. Somebody showed me a screenshot. It was a reputable source of somebody that we've had on the show talking before. I don't want to say their name, but
I'm not gonna say what happened. But I'm on their website now and they ain't put it up yet.
Right.
So
I saw a screenshot. We
gonna leave it alone.
I
did too. We'll talk about it off the air. That ain't what happened.
Okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah, man. But y'all go ahead and get your tickets, man, for sure.
It's at Centennial Park.
Centennial Park, I believe September 7th and 8th, right? Yeah, September 7th, the 10th anniversary, man. All of y'all have seen the lineup, I'm sure. It's well worth it, for sure. So definitely get the tickets, man. Make sure y'all rock with us on Wednesday at Hip Hop Trivia if you are in the A. And we'll see y'all next week with another dope show. Peace.